Okay, for the defense product design exercise, I was asked how could we make understanding the weather easier and more contextual for pilots? And how would we best determine the solution? I was given three METARs, KAUS, Austin, Texas, YSSY, which is Sydney Airport, and EDDF, which is going to be Frankfurt in Germany. For my first design, I looked at the approach plates, which pilots are already familiar with. The big challenge in this is how do we take something that pilots already know and then relay the information while keeping it consistent, while keeping it practical. So I took the template for this and I turned it into a weather briefing. Here we have the same layout that we had in the approach briefing. We have the airport, the date, the time, left to right, wind, visibility, ceiling, altimeter, temperature, British rain or mist, and then IFR. And I want to keep this box in here because I feel like that's that for student pilots especially, this is the first thing you're looking for those weather briefings that are very thin. Can I land here? So for instrument pilots, I think that's going to be key. I jazzed it up a little and added some color to it, and then I highlighted the approach plates that would be in use. So we know that the wind is coming from 140, so we can assume that runway 18 is going to be the one in use. And then from there, that will link back to the approach plate. This was the initial design I had right here. A little bit closer to the original approach briefing. I felt this had a little bit more pop to it. That's the first design. The second design, we'll see right here. Very basic, very simple. It's what we already know. A raw METAR, broken up into rows with 5 boxes in them. And in it, we have the raw data, and each one of these has the decoded when clicked on. And I think this is going to be our best option for, so like in this briefing, I recognize everything right off the bat except for BR. So for pilots who do like reading the raw data, I feel like this would be the best option. Remarks. So we would always keep it 5 columns and a minimum of 2 rows, and then anything extra we could always add on. And I like the idea of keeping the airport, the time, the wind, the visibility, the altimeter, the overcast, and the temperature in consistent places for consistency. While this design is simpler, what I like about it is it's a little bit more accessible for pilots, and it's also going to be easier to implement. We could start by first putting the code into a grid, and then from there, we made it uniform where the ceiling, the visibility. So even if like this was new to me, but since I know that that's where the temperature spread is on Austin, I'll know that's where it is for Frankfurt. Yeah, so that's design 1 and design 2. I think the best way to test both of these would quantitative research. I would hand these out to a variety of flight schools, CFIs, and just harvest as much information as I can. And then from there, I would go on to qualitative research, and I would not only try to talk to pilots in real time and ask their opinions on it, I would also try to see if we could implement this in flight. And so while the plane is safely controlled by a CFI or a safety pilot, we could ask pilots to look up weather information while they're flying and see if it is accessible. Yeah, these are my designs. I hope you like them. I had a lot of fun working on this. Thank you.